No, we just went on a wine run not too long ago. My wife came home with like a box. I
Of
was
different
like,
shit.
yeah, I just the whole time I was like, oh, she's probably giving away to people. No, she's like, no,
Yeah.
this is for us. I was like, damn,
You
okay.
know, you know, it's crazy, bro. I wasn't really drinking wine, bro,
No?
until quarantine, bro.
Oh, really? Yeah, me neither. Like I've always been like a whiskey, like Hennessy type guy, and then just my wife been drinking more, so I'm just like, all right, let me dabble. I'll dabble a little bit.
Quarantine, just like I like, fuck, it. It's boring. Grab me a bottle of wine and,
What do you
and
usually
paint
drink
them.
though? Yo, what do you usually drink? Just like
So
what?
usually, like, man, bro, before 2020, I probably would drink no more than like 3 times a year. Like real
Really?
talk, just
Oh,
because
because
I'm
you're probably
always
like
training.
training. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm always training. But then once 2020 hit, bro, now it's two things. Two things happened at the same time. 2020 hit, COVID, lockdown, uh, and then I'm seeing my favorite athletes drink wine at the same time I'm drinking wine. I'm like, all right, well.
All right, me too then.
I say, if LeBron drinking wine and dropping a triple double now, I already got no excuse. I just got to work harder. For real.
True, true. All right, but just let me double check. So you're on Instagram on Airtunji 15.
Underscore. Oh shit. God, let me see. I, hold on. Can I do this? Hold on. Yeah, Olatunji underscore 15.
All right, underscore
Yeah.
15, and then
Facebook, Graham GQ Olatunji.
yeah, let me move this over. That's funny. It's like, I hope his internet connection's ass.
I'm telling you.
They just hating for no reason.
For no reason, bro. And it's real life people like that. That shit is crazy.
uh, yeah, well, we are live for the people that are seeing this. My bad. I'm just trying to correct all the name tags and everything. My bad, people. Oh gosh. Nope, that ain't it. Oh, there you go. Move this over. There we go. All right, do me a favor. Can you go to my page and share the live on your Facebook or whatever?
I got you. Oh shit, I can see.
I know it's weird, right? It's just like, ah, man, I'm on live now. Tag you.
Hold on.
All right, there you go. All right, and then just make sure you're. Do you have it open on another screen? Just make sure it's like muted, so there's no like feedback or whatever.
Yeah, let me make sure. Yeah, I see it.
All right, let me just make
Yeah.
sure I'm good. I still haven't worked out the kinks exactly, so trying to make sure it's nice and smooth and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like when I stream so late. Like you're, a lot of the people watch it afterwards, so it's usually for the replay. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Let's make sure. Let me just make sure it's live on Facebook. And for some reason, I just can't tag you on my Instagram live. I still don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't know neither. I think the only way you could do that is for me to join your Instagram live.
Oh yeah. I don't even know how to control it from here though.
Oh, so do you have Instagram up right now?
Yeah, it should be up.
So look, I might be able to log on to Instagram on this laptop and then join your live. So then now it's on my page so people could tune in too.
Yeah, see what happens.
All right, let's see. Trial and error.
Oh man, that game winner is so ugly.
You talking about Jason Tatum?
Yeah. I mean, it went in, but I hate that.
It was tough now.
Yeah. It just hurts when I see that, you know?
Yeah.
Eesh.
Oh. Yeah. It might be over for that idea.
Yeah. It's all good.
Unless maybe I could. Are you live right now?
Yeah, I think I am. That's the thing. I can't tell if I'm live because of the app I'm using. It's meant for like Facebook and all that. So,
Yeah. You not live on Instagram?
oh, I'm not.
Nah.
That's how they get you. It's all good. I'll repost the replay on Instagram. So that's how I get most of the views, anyways. All right, bro. Let's just go ahead and get this damn thing started. Just want to say welcome and thank you for joining me, Graham, aka JVRTHNG. I know how you have a reputation when you walk into the building, to every facility you go to. Everyone immediately looks at you when you first come in, and they're just like, "Oh, damn, who that?" And I remember the first time when we first met, we just chopped it up and talked basketball for like 2-3 hours. And I think ever since then, I was like, I knew like this guy's a real baller. And then afterwards, I actually found out more about you, and I was like, yo, man, this guy's for real. Because most of the time that you meet like someone from Chicago and they say they hoop, I'm like, yeah, I hoop too, you know. It's like, everybody from Chicago say they can hoop. Like, yeah, I can hoop too. That's how it is. But I just want to say thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate you. For those of you people that are watching, I've known Graham for, I think, maybe 3 years? I've known you since for 3 years. And from the first time I met you, you was always cool, laid back, and like, hey, let me know when you need me, I'll come through. And I was just like, all right, cool. And I think that's one of the most things I appreciate you. I admire about you the most, because a lot of people, especially nowadays, like there's so many things to be stressed out about. You've always had a cool head. I can always count on you to at least let me know right up front, because most people, you ask for their help, they won't tell you to the last minute that they can't help you. You tell me straight up. And we need more people like that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Likewise, man. Likewise.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say cheers to you, my friend, and let's have a good show, man.
Oh, my God.
And then for the people that do not know you, do you mind just giving yourself a quick introduction?
Graham, well, Olatunji, Graham Olatunji. I don't know. I play pro basketball. I'm an occupational therapist. I paint. I do a couple things, man. I'm Nigerian by way of Chicago. Yeah.
And another thing that I love about you is that you're very modest. Like every time I talk about you, I'm like, yo, so what you been up to, man? You know, same, just chilling. Damn, Graham, I know you're up to more, man. Tell me how you really feel.
Hey, man.
Well, that's why I got to get you on the show, man. All the energy that we always have talking about basketball stuff, I know is going to come out on this show, man. Got to keep that energy up. I see the videos of you playing basketball, schooling, sunning everyone on the court. I need that energy on the podcast to show
Like,
the young people out there how it's actually done. Because you actually not
like,
only school people on the court, you actually live that life outside of it. You take control of your career, your businesses, even your passions, the things you do on the side. And a lot of people don't realize how much work that actually goes in behind it, man. So man, just start feeling yourself, bro. Come on, man.
I got you.
I
Come
don't,
with
I
it,
don't,
man.
I don't
Like,
want to see Graham. I want to see JVRTHNG just on the court, man. That's what I want to see, man.
you're right.
Let's loosen up, bro.
I got you. Let me take another sip.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's just start
Yeah.
off real quick, man. I, the main reason I had you on the one talking to you on the show is because specifically about especially with the NBA starting collegiate sports. Unfortunately, last year we didn't have March Madness and all that stuff. So a lot of people that were had the hopes and dreams of going pro. A lot of it is their performance in the tournament. So with
Yeah.
people that don't have that, I think you're a perfect example. You got to have that plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. You literally just got to make sure you cover every aspect to not only be a pro baller, a professional career for in your example, medical field, and also following your passions. Let's go ahead and just start in the beginning, and let's just talk about where it starts. Like at a young age, just choosing the right school can really change the course of your life. No one
Right.
really knows that until like 10, 15, 20 years later, how big of a decision is. Knowing what you know now, is there anything specific that you specifically would have done different? And can you talk about the school that you went to actually also?
So I went to Tuskegee University, the Tuskegee University. So that's a HBCU, a historical black college in in Alabama. Uh, I'd say I don't regret going there. Like I, if I could go back, uh, I'd say first and foremost, Tuskegee's a D2. And the way I ended up at Tuskegee was because my high school coach, he went D3. So I was like, Coach, uh, I got homies that's going D1. They already signed letters. I need you to bring some D1 coaches in this gym to recruit me because I know I can hoop. He's like, oh, well, son, I went D3, so all I know is D3, so I can't help you there. Oh, damn. you know, but I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna get back on topic.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I honestly learned that a lot of people, their route to success is all they know. You know what I'm saying? So like, if your parents are a doctor, you're gonna be a doctor. So in this case, my coach went D3. You gonna go D3. So that was so dead, bro. I can't even lie to you. But and D3 don't give scholarships. You got to get like academic scholarships or whatever. So fast forward, at the end of my season, we lose, and all I have is D3 offers. So I go to North Central, and I'm playing in there, and it's another boy named Steve Thorpe. And the way we both hooping, we both know we're not supposed to be on this level. Like it's a disconnect. Like ain't no way we should. And his dad saw me. He's like, "Hey man, you don't play like you from this North Central area." I'm like, nah. I learned how to hoop in the city. Like, man, really? He said, you know what? I want you to come to North Lawndale. Like, let's just say the next Tuesday, and I want you to practice with me every day. And we got a spring league, and you're gonna play in the spring league. So I'm practicing with every day I play in the spring league. Then he brings some coaches to the gym to watch the players. Long story short, it was hella D1s in there.
Yeah.
And then it was Tuskegee University. And I'll give you one D1. One D1 was Drake University. And Drake University called me into the stands because we were playing. And he was like, hey, man, we like the way you play, but you got to win a game. I'm like, shit. Like, Not saying I couldn't win a game, but it was tough in that gym. So he's like, you got to win a game. Then Tuskegee like, hey man, we want you to come to our school. I know you probably haven't heard of me, but I want you to Google me. So I Googled him. His name Leon Douglas. He was the 4th pick in the NBA draft, first round. Fast forward, he flies me and my mom out to the school. We see the school, but like when we first see it, I always see it. It's in the South Alabama, so I always see it dirt roads. Dirt roads. I seen a dude riding on the back of a horse. I'm like, oh no, nah, mom. This before we even get to the school. I'm hitting my mom. I'm like, this shit dead. Like I could do a lot, but I can't do this. I'm like, this shit dead. And then we get to the school, the campus, and it looked beautiful. My uncle came too. So on the recruiting trip, they educate us about like the history behind the school and like how well their nursing program was. So my mom like, all right, full scholarship, nursing program. You signed it today. You know what I'm saying? But like she don't know the recruiting process.
You got in the nursing program? I didn't know you got in the nursing program.
Yeah. So that's a little story. So I get in nursing. You know, you got to do the prereqs for the first 2 years. You get accepted to the nursing program. So now it's time to get to accepted to the nursing program. And as one of the male students, I don't know how, but my grades was like on point. Like I was one of, I'm not gonna say I don't know how I be studying, but my grades was on point. So it was time to get into the program. But I'm looking like, okay, they do 12-hour shifts, 12-hour clinicals. There's no way I could hoop and do a 12-hour shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I think I had partially tore my ACL, MCL that year, my sophomore year. And then that's when I got into therapy. I'm like, all right, I need something else. And that's how I got into therapy. So that's Tuskegee University. I probably went so far off the question, bro.
No. We got to get a deep look at what it's actually like, man. That's why I wanted you on, man. And you touched on it a little bit, and you kind of comparing schools to the other, and like you really have to do your own recruiting. You have to make your own connections because I think you hit it around the head. Like your parents, your coach, they can only teach you what they know. Like their reach can only take you so far. So you as a potential, collegiate athlete, you really had to make the connections. Like if it wasn't for that one game, you would have met that one dude who took you to meet those other guys. Can you talk a little bit about specifically what was your like criteria for choosing Tuskegee, knowing that it was a D2? Was it more so like the exposure you get, or was it more like the whole package as a school? Because I know for me, like I like to say I had a chance if I really put my hand into it. Like, everyone says that, right? But it's like, I would have done this, I would have done that. I wouldn't have done it if I got full ride and guaranteed starter, But like, that's not always how it is. Can you kind of break down the conversation that you and your mom had before that little guy on the horse came around? Like, is there something you tell her, like, before you even get there, I'm only going to say yes if this happens?
So before the conversation with my mom, the coach that connected me with this coach was telling me, don't sign yet. He said that DePaul, this 2010, so DePaul's head coach got fired, and the new coach that was coming in, he knew. So the plan was to wait it out and try to get me to sign with DePaul.
Right.
But, my mom Nigerian, bro, so so it was my choice. But then if you want to weigh the options, she's like, okay, so you're going to wait to see if this person gets hired instead of just taking this full ride, you know what I'm saying, at a good school. So I just, boom, I said, okay, she right. This dude might not get hired, but this is a full scholarship on the paper. So I took that. But what really sold me, like, every coach that recruits you, right, they tell it's like spitting game. You know what I mean? It's like, you gonna come to my school. I love the way you play. I love the way you carry yourself. What position do you play? Okay, you play small forward. Okay, you know what? Our small forward is not that great. That's our weak point. So we want you to come to our school and become our starting small forward. And so looking back, it definitely ain't happened like that. You know what I mean? it definitely ain't happened like that, bro. But I respect it because I can see if I was a coach and I see a kid with talent, I'm gonna tell him and every kid like him the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah,
Then
you
he
just try to
get
stack your team, right?
you just try to stack your team. You deal with who's the best later,
Yeah, right,
but right
right.
now you're good. You can help. I need you. So he definitely told me, you gonna come to our school to start a small forward. They won the conference championship the year before me, so they had like 8 returning players. So that but the small forward is bad. We're gonna have you replace him. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, in my head, that was the plan. Fast forward, I redshirted my whole freshman year. I ain't play. That
Yeah,
small
yeah.
forward kept the spot,
But
and it
you said you
was what
got,
it was.
but you said you were having knee problems already, right? Or no?
So I redshirted my freshman year. My sophomore year, I come back. Like my focus was crazy then, cause like I redshirted, and I didn't believe I needed to redshirt. So you ever heard of Ronnie Fields?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so Ronnie Fields is like my godfather. So that
Oh, for real?
yeah, that's
Okay.
my guy. So
So he
that
went to Fenton,
summer,
right? Fenton.
he went to Farragut with Kevin
Farragut. Okay,
Garnett.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that summer between my freshman and sophomore year, I'm training with him. I was probably the best I ever been. Like the turnaround was crazy. I felt like
Right.
a mini Ronnie Field. So I come back, I go from red shirt freshman to captain of the team. So like you got to think like that's a whole
Yeah. Huge turnaround.
360. Yeah, 2 days before the first game, like we done went through preseason. I'm doing my thing in preseason. I'm starting. 2 days before the first game, I'm in practice, and we're doing suicides. I still remember. And let me tell the honest truth. We're doing suicides. My knee's been hurting me already, but I'm not gonna lie. All the like so at HBCUs they got sororities. Well, every school got
Yeah,
sororities.
yeah.
So the sororities are in the gym. So I'm like, oh snap, I run fast anyway, but right now I'm running super fast. I'm ahead of everybody. I go to plant and then my knee just whoosh.
Eesh.
And so that's what happened my sophomore year. But that didn't have nothing to do with my freshman year and not
Yeah.
starting.
Well, that's the tough part. Like, even when you're just comparing the schools, like just like your mom said, when you're wearing it out, like this one's giving you a full scholarship, full ride, and you're at least guaranteed to get all that.
Yeah.
With your other position at DePaul, man, those D1s, like it's such a small chance of everything falling in line, and it's so cutthroat. So imagine you did wait, that one opportunity is not going to be there, and
Exactly.
that's the tough thing too, because I think we talked about this a little bit off camera too. You kind of just have to see about when you get to the school how much exposure and how much growth you're gonna get too. Because a lot of people they say like I want to. They always ask, oh, why are people transferring like after their sophomore year? Because
Yeah.
sometimes another school just has a better. They just have a slot open for them, and that's
A
just a
better
better
opportunity.
opportunity. And I think, yeah, you probably did make a better choice with that because you probably had an overall better opportunity. And that's the type of
Yeah.
thing that most student athletes they don't really think about. So,
And
so building off of that, so specifically about your school, I know your school is more of a football school. Can you talk a little bit about the dynamic between the difference between playing for the basketball team and how you were treated compared to like the football players, and also how did it feel knowing that you represented the team, like for the because you were there 4.5 years or 4 or 5?
5 because I
Yeah, yeah,
redshirt my
yeah, yeah,
OT. Yeah, it was
yeah, yeah.
5 year program. Yeah.
So you were there for those 5 years. Like, how was it just knowing that you represented the team and the long history behind the school as well?
All right. Real quick, before I get to that question, to piggyback on the last question, the only thing I'll say about people transferring schools, right, is sometimes you have people who don't look in the mirror before they transfer schools.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, is it the coach or are you uncoachable?
right, right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right, yeah,
So some people tend to have like it's a theme. So now this coach doesn't like me. He on bullshit transfer. This he don't like me. So they don't went to like 3, 4 schools.
right,
Talented kid, but his mind's not right. So sometimes you gotta look in the mirror. But
I
Yeah,
like that. I
so
like that. Yeah.
for real. But Tuskegee, yeah, super football school. Like they be
Especially from
all they do.
Alabama, right? That all the
Yeah,
schools are football schools over
just
there.
Alabama. Period. Alabama don't have an NBA team. They don't have an NFL team. What they have is Auburn, which was 15 minutes away from my school, and Alabama University, like the two top historical football programs. And then Tuskegee, as far as D2s, they had it. Like they won championships, so many rings. So like at my school, uh, I would like to say that the year before I got there, that team kind of shifted narrative to give a little bit more attention to basketball, but it was still football. Homecoming is the
Yeah.
biggest thing in life. Uh, all the attention, the posters, the TV time was all on football. But that kind of motivated us on the basketball team. You know what I mean? Like, okay, they got this attention, but this is norm. Their norm is to win. Our norm isn't to win.
Right.
All right,
Right.
let's switch the narrative. Let's go win. So that kind of motivated us. And fast forward, we make it to the Elite Eight. That's the first time in I think our school's history and our conference history. So like it motivated us for sure.
Yeah. And then you even said it yourself. I feel like when you're looking specifically at Alabama, like you're only looking at like at football. And I think for like people in collegiate sports, when they're choosing a school or at least in high school, they're already looking at the end. They're looking at like NBA, NFL, MLB. Can you talk a little bit how important it is to focus on getting your degree, getting your master's, being a well-rounded student? Because you hear these sad stories of people like not finishing school. They play in the league for a year, or they play overseas for a year, but now they come back because even the lifetime of an international player is not the same as the NBA. Like your star in the NBA, you can play like 12, 15 years if you're like a big star, but international players, your lifespan is really like 3 years realistically, right? So now when they
Thanks.
come back, I mean, you're not making the type of money you want. You didn't finish school. Can you talk a little bit about how important it was for you, and even just like listening to your mom, you got to finish your degree and do all that to make sure you do have a life after school?
I'd say because I don't want to judge those people. So coming into college, my mindset was, granted, when my mom was, you finishing your degree, I don't even care about basketball.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Of
But,
course.
but my mindset was still kind of like everybody else. Like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go to this school for 2 years, then I'm entering the draft. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But I think what humbled me, bro, and what kind of changed my view is when I had that injury. So it's like, okay. Because when I had that injury, it was 2012. That's the same time Derrick Rose had his injury. That's the same time Iman Shumpert had his injury,
Damn.
right? But the difference is Derrick Rose is a multi-millionaire. Iman Shumpert is a multi-millionaire. And then there's me at Tuskegee University. Similar injuries, but the income and the backup ain't the same. So I think that's when I realized, even though I knew ahead of time, because my mom always told me, but like, an injury could take away all athleticism, all opportunity, right? It had to be a very rare injury, bro, to take away your mind, right? So
I like that.
the education,
Get the flame on that one.
it had to be a very rare injury, bro, to take away your mind. Not saying it can't happen, but the likelihood isn't the same.
Right.
You could play a sport and tear your ACL, or like KD tear your Achilles, but you're not KD.
You ain't
You have to
KD,
make
that's
this
for
much
sure.
money. You're not 7 foot shooting threes from half court. So I think, like, if I could tell anybody, it's like, okay, you're gonna go to Kansas University. You might go to Tuskegee University. 1 hour, the stats. Like, it's tough for me to kind of verbalize it because I'm one of those people that if you could see it, you could be it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I also feel like if you could see it, you could be it. But life's not fair sometimes.
Nope.
So you got to be prepared for those drop-offs. So I could go get my master's in 5 years, and I could go pro. A lot of people don't do both, but I can see it, so I could be it. So I could do both. And now in between contracts, right? Because I played my first contract 2017 in Nigeria on this team called the Lagos City Stars in the CBL League, right? But my next opportunity came a whole year later. If all I had was basketball, now I'm one of those people who, like, let's say me and you were hanging out and I just went overseas and now I come back. Oh, he's a professional basketball player. It's a lifestyle that, it's an image of the lifestyle that comes with that brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now.
So he buying bottles when we going out.
You feel me? Bottles on him. Like, got it. But not
Graham
knowing,
got it.
bro.
Graham got it.
Graham, look, not knowing, bro, that some people's overseas, like, it's D1 players, bro, who might have been top 3 scorers on their team, and their first overseas contract might have been 500 euros.
Right.
Right. And the conversion might be 550. So now you over there for, like, let's say 4 or 5 months or half a year. You come back a couple times at the club buying bottles, trying to live up to that image. You broke. Your next contract doesn't come for another year, God willing. What are you gonna do? Now you're a burden on your parents or your girlfriend, whoever you living with, you're a burden on. And the image that you try to portray really wasn't what you should have been doing. So, but if you had your degree, it's something solid. Like, I think me doing therapy was like God-given, bro. Because, like, when you met me, I could do PRN.
Right.
Right? So I could train in the morning from, let's say, 6 a.m. to 10, drive to the PRN gig. I'm making more than the regular therapist. Granted, I had to pay my own insurance, but I'm making more but working less. So I could get the work in to pursue my dreams, but at the same time, not be a burden to my mom or my brother. And so if I had to tell anybody going to college, bro, like, okay, chase your dream. But life is still life, and you don't know what can happen. And since you don't know that, if you can, bro, well, not if you can't, you can. So get your degree, unless you're Zion Williams. You know what I mean? Unless
if you want it right out of high school, yeah.
Yeah. Zion never had to go to college. Like, they knew what, but John Morant had to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you might be somebody like I can't even think, like a CJ McCollum or somebody who has game. You might really make it to the league. I never tell somebody you can't make it. But if you don't, and even if you do, your stay might be short-lived. You might be on a G League contract, never make it to the league. G League, you making about $30,000. If you don't have a backup plan, bro, you're gonna be a burden on somebody. And as a grown man, you should never be a burden on somebody.
Damn, man.
So yeah, you gotta get that.
And following you on Instagram, I know you drop those gems all the time. So I'm so happy that you did all that once for me right there.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
I just love how you put it. Like, life's just not fair, and I feel like people don't understand how lucky you have to be to not go to play at such a high level. All that pressure, all that burden, all that strain you put on your body, night in, night out. Like, even you, I remember I call you up for work, and you'd be at the gym sweating. Like, I'll be right there. Give me an hour, and then I'm like, all right, hey, thanks for your work, and be like, where you going now? I'm going back to the gym. Like,
back to the gym. Yeah.
Like, you don't realize how much burden that you put and strain you put on your body. And also, when you're young, you don't really take care of your body. You don't focus on recovery. Like, your life, your career can be taken from you just like that. So I mean, that's one of the main reasons I wanted you on, because from your perspective, you were able to see that right in the beginning. And I think a lot of the athletes, they don't really see the whole picture. It's so easy for them to be so not narrow-minded, but just to have that tunnel vision. And then you touched on a little bit about it just now, about playing with in Nigeria. I know I made funny. I called you the OG of basketball already, because like I said, international players, their lifespan is realistically just 3 years, because internationally they have rules on how many imports they can have, how long that import is in the league, because some countries, if you're not naturally born there, you can only play in their league for like 1 or 2 years tops.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, if I don't make an NBA, I can play overseas. That's not always the case, man. You got to have a really good agent. You got to be with Rock Nation or someone that can put you on
You
like
got to
that.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about more about how you saw the growth of international basketball? Because I bet you that Nigerian league probably wasn't even there 5 years ago. NBA Africa wasn't even a real legitimized league, or it wasn't heavily invested in till what was it, 2015? Can you talk about a little
Yeah.
bit about the growth of it and what you've seen? And even you've been invited to the Africa 50 Combine too. So yeah, tell me what your experience of that.
So the first league I played in was the CBL, and this guy Ugo, he was like an NBA agent. He came back to Nigeria with the idea of like a continental league for the whole continent, not just Nigeria.
Then he teamed up with Masai, right? Masai Ujiri, wasn't he on that with him?
Uh, he knows Masai Ujiri, but
Right,
this
right,
is
right.
like Ugo and another guy. So they came up with this thing called the ABL, the African Basketball League.
Mm.
And it was doing well. A lot of pros from the States, some NBA players came back to play. This probably back in like 2013, 2012
Mm.
in Nigeria. Okay. So then when I got invited, it was called the CBL. They switched the name. It's Continental Basketball League. Same thing, a continental league with all the whatever. So not to discredit Nigeria, because I'm Nigerian full blooded. You know what I'm saying? But when I got there and how kind of like the Philippines. Well, the Philippines, y'all love basketball.
Oh yeah, we love
But,
basketball.
but like almost every country in the world, the number one sport is football, soccer.
Yeah.
So when I came to Nigeria, I'm like, okay, it's all about soccer. Like there's no way there's any effort being put in basketball. But I was wrong. The kids knew all the players. I think the internet kind of like Instagram, social media, and that free access to it kind of spread basketball around the world. So now basketball on a different level. It's still not soccer, but it's a different level.
Right.
So go to the CBL I play. From the CBL, we win the championship. So I get invited to the Nigerian national team in this thing called the Commonwealth Games. And great experience. I got injured before the first game. I got injured before the first game. I sprained my ankle. So I couldn't perform like I wanted to, but I still kind of showed like I belong. I don't know if I'm drifting off the question. So international basketball.
The growth of it, yeah, international basketball.
Yeah. From what I knew, the last time I went to Nigeria in 2001, basketball wasn't even a thought, right? But 2017, basketball was it. And every country could hoop. And it's almost like how in the States, a Chicago basketball player by the toughness. We usually know for our defense. We're not the greatest of greatest shooters, but we could get that basket.
Oh,
You know
well,
what I'm
everyone
saying?
knows it for like the taking it a hole and layups and all
Yeah,
that.
like the D-Wade, the
Yeah.
Derrick Rose, Isaiah Thomas. And then you had New York, the Flash. You have Cali, the Smooth. So international, you would have like Australia has this different type of style in their play. Like the whole world plays basketball, bro. And every country has their own unique style. That's what I learned from playing on the national team. Because we play New Zealand, we play Australia, we play Canada, Scotland. I'm seeing India, Cameroon. I'm seeing all these countries play, and everybody can hoop. Like basketball is really an international sport now. Like for sure. Like it's a whole different level.
Yeah, and I think in the just like the last, like I said, like the last 5 years, NBA Africa. I think they have a NBA Asia starting up soon, and I think they even have a NBA Mexico. I think they have
I
something.
believe.
Yeah, so like
And
it's
trying
getting
to
real
take over.
big. Yeah.
The thing with the NBA Africa, right? The CBL, the thing that I played in at first, was basically the blueprint for NBA Africa. But NBA Africa hasn't started yet. Like I did the combine, and I did the combine 2019 December, and the league was supposed to happen. COVID happened, so everybody who signed, it's been a whole year. It's December again.
Yeah.
So Look, now to back,
Bring it
backspace
all back.
delete,
Bring it all back. Yeah.
bring it back. For those people who are banking solely on these opportunities for NBA Africa, COVID took that shit away. COVID almost made you question, bro, if sports, because the world could do without sports,
That's
right?
crazy, right? Yeah.
The world could do without sports, bro. It was a time period before the NBA bubble and all this that I was really thinking like, shit, it might be over for basketball.
That'd be crazy.
In those like quarantine days and late nights, it's like, damn, all I know is basketball. But is it? I'm like, okay, who am I without basketball? Some people don't have an answer to that. So now I'm like, okay, well, shit, I'm still getting paid. I'm a therapist. God blessed me with, I could draw a little bit. I learned how to paint. I'm an artist. But so just to bring it back to being a professional basketball player, something like how life is unexpected, bro. COVID can hit. Now they talk about a different strand of COVID. You know what I mean? Like COVID can hit and take away those things. So you don't never want to leave your importance or your identity solely to one thing. So to bring it back, if I tell somebody going to school, like shit, all right now. If you really just want to focus on basketball, bro, what happens when COVID come back? You don't want to be asked out. So you want to make sure you expand who you are, the definition of who you are to more things. Graduate. But yeah, international basketball.
Yeah. I like that. But no, that's the main reason I want you on, because I feel like a lot of people, they don't realize the impact that COVID had. Like the mental stability of a lot of people out there whose their main focus was basketball. You said it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time where basketball's gone. Like March Madness didn't happen. People like Kemba Walker, his career was based on his performance in the tournament.
Yeah, the tournament.
Like, he had 4 game winners. 4 game winners back to back. He don't have those 4 game winners back to back. He could have been in Isaiah Thomas's spot. He could have been last pick. He could have not been in the league anymore, but like he's getting paid $120 million easy. Just like in high school ball. Like high school ball, these seniors coming out, like they're not getting the normal type of recruiting process that a lot of these people had. So like you gotta be well rounded. You gotta make sure that you're going to school knowing that your scholarship outlines that if you do go pro, you could come back later and finish your school. A lot of people are doing that in their contracts, and that's what people should really be fighting for.
And that's super smart. If you on that level, because not that many people get that guarantee that if you go pro and you can always come back and grad. A lot of people don't get that deal. So if you got that opportunity, take it. If not, go hard on your sport. And I almost feel, bro, like if you just stay eligible to play with a little bit more effort, you're going to graduate.
Right.
So just do that. That's how I tell somebody, just do that.
Yeah, because like if you look at like what's his name, David Robinson, like he was able to declare for the NBA, but he just didn't go to the NBA right away. Like, it's one of those things, like they knew he was going to be good, where he actually just stopped playing, and they just knew that he just wanted to be in the NBA right away. Like you just got to finish your career, whether it's school, military, or even if it's a certificate. Some people are going straight from high school to the G League. Like, is that a good option? For some people it is, but for the majority, it's not. Like you said it, you really just got to take a look in the mirror. You really got to ask yourself, like, can I commit to this? Am I willing to put all my money on this one bet? Because I can get injured. COVID can happen. Something like it can take it all away. Like, that's something you really got to think about. And it's really hard to kind of tell people that when they're so ingrained with that idea. It's important that, like, you do reach out people that have done it. So that's why it's important. Like, I wanted you on the show because for some reason you just knew the plan. Like you knew the blueprint. So not a lot of people do. So just moving forward, I will say this will be my last question, just because surprisingly we already have 45 minutes. Damn, I don't know how we did 45 minutes.
My bad.
No, it's good. It's good. Moving forward, I always ask people like, what goals do you have? Like as far as your career in the medical field. I know you're still PRN. Are you still with Renewal? That's where we used to work together, of course.
Yeah.
Like
I'm still with them.
Janita said
All right.
she sees your name all over the place, so she's like she's watching right now because she wanted to know what you actually look like. So shout out to Janita, and then careers like basketball wise. What do you have for us? And also your painting and your design.
All right, cool. Uh, I'll do one at a time. And so as far as let's do these ones. So probably basketball, right? To make it short, but not too short. I always looked at my life as chapters, right? So like 20 to 30. What's your athletic prime? Your athletic prime might be like 27 to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
33,
I'd say like
right?
25, 28 is like prime.
Prime. And then it probably ends around 34.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's say 30. So in my mind, I always looked at chapter, okay, graduate from college, boom, after that, pass my boards, then it was going to be basketball, solely focus on basketball until about, let's say like 33. But now I'm not close to, it's, now I work full time too.
Right. Oh, you're full time?
Right. Yeah. COVID made me go full time, bro.
Damn, man, you changed, man. You changed. I don't even know you
COVID
no
made me go full
more.
time, bro. But you see, I'm still in the gym. But
Yeah, I see you.
now it's like, okay, starting 2021, every opportunity as far as basketball, I'm going to jump on and, God willing, dominate those situations. I want to exhaust the basketball out of me. And I feel like 2021 is going to be the year where I'm going to be at my best. So whatever opportunities that God blesses me with through basketball is going to be seated in 2021. Depending on those opportunities, depends on what I'm going to do. Therapy, bro. COVID revealed all the evils of therapy, bro. I love therapy. Therapy's a great field. And you want to be a therapist, cool. But I feel like my brother's a nurse. So we all working with COVID patients. Just like they can get sneezed on, I can get sneezed on. You know what I mean? Like just the way they can catch it, I can catch it. But they're getting paid crazy.
Yeah.
If you're a nurse, right? But therapy, no. You might be lucky if you get a couple dollar increase. But it wasn't guaranteed. So I looked at that. I was like, okay, if I stay in the medical field, do I still want to do therapy? So now I'm at a crossroad where, like I said, I'm Nigerian, so a lot of my uncles, are doctors and dentists and pharmacists. So one of my uncles flew in to Chicago and had a heart-to-heart with me, and he was telling me like therapy's good and what do you want to do with therapy? And I was like, oh well, I feel like once I'm done with basketball, I could try to either get like my DPT and try to work for an NBA team. He said, I mean, that's a good idea, but then let's say you don't get the NBA team, you make the same money, like it's not really an increase.
Right.
So I was like, oh shit, fuck it. I said, okay, well, what's next? He said, I think you should go to med school. Shit, I go to med school, bro. I'm 28. So med school would be like 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, and then like 3 to 4 to 5 years of residency. So now that's a 9-year commitment. Is it worth it? Maybe. Now, it's definitely worth it. But on my timeline of life, I'm like, I don't know. So you like be a nurse practitioner? I don't know. So now I'm at the crossroad where either if I go back to school, bro, I'm either going to do dentistry or I'll probably be a nurse practitioner. So that's one thing. As far as the art, I'm getting better. Like I really started, like I customized shoes and all that. But as far as like portraits and all, I really started getting better as quarantine went by. Because I'm just sipping wine and painting. So
are you thinking about just keeping it more of a passion, or you want to move into it as like an actual legit Like you want to start taking orders and stuff like that.
It's tough because when you do something for the passion, it's like how are you going to rush it and make orders? You know what I mean?
Right.
But shit, money talks too, though.
Thanks.
But uh, I, I took a couple orders, bro, but not too many. And I didn't know how to, cause I'll do it for free. So I didn't know how to, you know, tax according to the worth, right? But if it's a one-of-one, you gotta. That's rare. Like nobody in the world had this exact painting, so I gotta tax you now. So,
Yeah, man. I would try to tell people find out how much you cost per hour and then charge that.
you feel me? And if that's the case, these paintings take a little time, bro.
Take a little
But
bit. You know?
I talked to one of my guys that he paints, and he gave me like his little demo of how he charges people. So if I am gonna start charging people, but I probably only do like 1 or 2 paintings a month, so that way I don't have to rush it. So I'm gonna definitely do that. And then me and my brother have been talking about like pushing like a clothing line / brand.
When are you gonna open up your own gym, man?
Man, hey,
That's what I'm waiting for.
hey, that's I know certain people who have ideas like that. I might just back them, man. I don't know. You never know.
You never know, man. I want to
You
see it,
never
man.
know. I want to see it too. I want to see it.
All right, bro. I'm gonna have to cut it a little bit short. Usually I end it off with a nice last cheers. I'm at the end of my glass. I'm at the end of my bottle, so nothing left here.
Oh yeah, hey, shout out to Snoop.
Cali Red with the Cali Red.
Hey, Kelly, hey, one more thing. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
Every time I pour a little bit of wine, I pour a little bit of juice because I can't even drink it straight. I can't even lie to you, bro. Yeah, good talks, bro.
You think it'd be a little? It tastes a little not as bitter, right? But just want to say, man,
Yeah,
I appreciate you for coming on, man. And nice catching up to you. Good luck with everything, and we'll keep in touch for sure, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Likewise, my bro.
Hey,
Are those strawberries?
Yeah, hell yeah, strawberry and mango. That's how I top it off, bro.
Oh snap! Okay, yeah.
So you add the juice, I just add fruit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. Same thing. Same thing.
Do me a favor, say what's up to everyone out there, and just give them a shout out and tell them where they can find you.
Peace and love. You can find me on Instagram, JVRTHNG_, Twitter, JVRTHNG_. Oh wait, backspace. On Instagram, JVRTHNG_15. Twitter, JVRTHNG_25. Facebook, Graham GQ Olatunji. Yeah, follow me. I follow back. I don't know. That's it. The marathon continues, man.
Man, we're gonna have to think another topic for episode 2, bro. Hey, hey, thanks for showing up, man. Appreciate you. Thanks everyone for watching, especially on the replay too. All right, thanks everyone.